What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new to this channel, this is a gaming channel of pretty much different platforms, the platforms that you see here, and much more to come. Now, if you're new to the channel, I ask go ahead and subscribe if you like what you see, and of course like and share. If you want to be updated and kept up into the loop of the content that I put out, and I ask then you go ahead and click up onto the right hand side of your screen, and you're going to see a notification tab in the shape of a bell. That's going to let you know when I put up new content. That this way you will always receive it when I put it up. And I'll be putting up a lot of content now, especially now that I'm finally catching up. So this is going to allow me to, progressively continue to put up more and more content. So let's jump into this video. This was a walkthrough that I'm going to be putting up on the Labyrinth. Now, at the last moment, I just felt like I had to record it because I was on level 23, and for the most strangest part of me, I figured, what, let me put this up because this might mean something. The highest level that I had accomplished was level 21. So I had just started playing level 21, and I didn't get to record that first half. And the reason why was because if you look at my stats, I hadn't even used any of my potions. Okay, I literally breezed. You can look at my stamina. I breezed through the first few levels like you wouldn't even believe. I found the Guardian within a few steps on each of those levels. And then as we're continuing into this video, you're gonna see how I was able to find the Guardian straight up luck. Just I guess I felt out the map and I was able to find this Guardian real quick. Well, as you're gonna see in the video, as in the progression of it, I had to jump cut a lot of it because there were, after a couple of levels, I'd gotten pretty much lost, and I wound up pretty much exploring the entire labyrinth, which for a lot of you guys that play this game know that could suck. The main objective to the labyrinth is getting to the Guardian with as little steps as possible. You don't want to explore the entire labyrinth. You want to get to that Guardian as soon as you can so that you can advance up into those levels and record those levels, so that when you need the materials that you need to build up your guy, you can just easily access it. And I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, but to me it does, because that's pretty much what I do. I analyze, and I've done that from way back when, and a lot of my training from back in my days were a lot of analyzation. That's just what I do. Well, anyways, moving along with that, if you notice that in Labyrinth, you can easily just completely explore the entire map. But as you can see, for like the next couple of levels on these floors, I was actually finding these Guardians like really fast, which that's a good thing, because that allows you to advance in levels of these, of these floors. You want to get as far and as fast as you can in them without using without using up all of your stamina. Just because the higher levels you get in, the better materials and things you can find. Okay, now I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm hoping that you guys now know it now. So basically what you want to do is you want to use your best guesstimation from where you're at to more or less where the Guardian possibly can be. You don't really want to explore the entire labyrinth. You don't want to explore the entire floor. You really don't, because you're going to eat up a lot of stamina, and jumping into these guys, you're going to wind up fighting a lot, which of course that's going to cost you health. Okay, and I'm not a high level player. I'm only level, well, at the time I was a level 16, and my dragon I think was like level 24. It's not a high level, and I jumped from level 21 to 33, I think it was 32, 33 in this game. And like I said, I was fortunate to capture this. I guess I got one of those feelings that I need to record it, and I'm gonna do that from now on when I play Labyrinth, just just in case, because it would be totally sweet if I can jump from 31 to 41, from 41 to 51, and at a low level. Trust me, that would be insane, because I'd be able to upgrade my guy in no time with high-end materials and high-end equipment. Who doesn't need that? I mean, come on, realistically, being a low level and you get yourself a mystical sword, or you get yourself a sorcerer's outfit, or a sorcerer's helmet, or a sorcerer's sword, something of actual of use. You know, who doesn't want those materials? And that only comes in higher levels. I'm sorry, you're not gonna get something within, you know, the gold scroll, or at least the red scroll. You might get a blue scroll, but that's not, and you definitely don't want a green scroll. At least not to, you know, empower your guy. Actually, there's another video that I'm working on with the green scrolls, but I'll get into that later. That has to do with, you know, with the tavern, but that's different. That's different. That's for the chests. Now, as far as, you know, the guardian, you know, you can see that on some of these floors, I actually wind up exploring the entire floor, which, you know, unfortunately, that will eat up a lot of your stamina. So again, you know, when you come back to it, you know, you got to understand, going through these floors, you know, tile per tile, that's not a good thing. You don't want that. Yeah, you can pick up a lot of stuff like material. As far as the foods and stuff, I never pick up the foods. I do that when I gather. And as far as like stocking them, I don't need those either, because I get plenty of those. So I want to grab as much materials as I can, like soul clays, opal fire, silk, you know, stuff that I actually need. Intensity crystals, which are crucial, you know. And, you know, I can tell you that, you know, with my experience, like something like this, like the Gallant breastplate scroll, yeah, pick that up, you know, because that's actually useful. I don't have that. Well, anyways, as you can see, you know, in my exploration here on these floors, you know, I did get lost. You know, I didn't get to hit every single floor, you know, straight to the guardian, which that would be awesome. That really would, you know. And as you guys are going to see, because I'm going to continuously make videos on this to see if, you know, I can get to the highest floors and, you know, have them posted. You know, anybody can brag about, hey, I've been here, I've been there, but unfortunately, unless you got video proof, or at least, you know, proof of picture, because the pictures are worth a million words, you know. So they can say I've been to floor 66 or whatever, but if you don't have the proof, that's not gonna matter, you know. So the good thing is that I'm having mine on record, so you guys can see exactly where I am, and you guys will know exactly how I got there. And, you know, you'll see, like on my first earlier levels, I was finding that guardian just like, forget about it, as if I was hacking it or something, you know, which I wasn't. Well, anyways, you know, in this game, you know, it's important that when you come up against these three, you always take out the smaller white ones, always, because you take less hits by taking them out first and then focusing on the center guy, the big guy, you know. And a friend of mine from the Alliance actually gave me that advice, actually about a month and a half ago, you know. And when I tried that, because I was always hitting them in order, sometimes I'd even go for the big guy just to get him out of the way, thinking I was doing justice for myself, and I wasn't. I was actually hurting myself. So guys, if you ever come up against these three guardians, always take out the side ones. Doesn't matter, you know, which left or right one, but it does, you know, to me, I always take the left one out, then the right one, then the middle one. For some reason, that order saves me a lot of health. You know, and if you guys don't believe me, play around with it, you're gonna see it. That's the actual order. You hit the left, you hit the right, and then you hit the center. Do it that way, and you'll save yourself probably anywhere from 12 to maybe 20, you know, health points. Maybe even more, depending on your level of, you know, of guardian, in case y'all didn't know that. And for you upcomers, you know, pay attention to the labyrinth on the floor. Because the floor, you know, when you start seeing guys coming up and you're constantly fighting them, that means you're getting closer to the guardian. If you start moving along the hallways and you're not seeing anything, that's because you're going down a dead end. And you'll know that because when you get to the back room, you got to come right back around. You're gonna have to double back. And that right there, that was a complete loss of stamina getting to that last room. And then double backing and then having to go and find the guardian again. You know, that's a pain in the butt. Nobody likes to waste time. I know I don't. So basically what I did was, you know, I guess you could say I felt it. You know, I felt where I had to go in the last couple of levels. I was actually able to get lucky. And, you know, through that advancement, I was able to capture my advancement from level 21 to 31, which was awesome. So the next time that I play Labyrinth, I can start from 31 and try to hit 41 through the formulas that, you know, I'm figuring out. So again, here we are. We got the same ones. We got the left and we got the right ones, as you can see. And I'm trying to show you guys. These are the first two that you have to take out. This is going to save you guys a lot of energy. Taking out this left guy first, and taking out this right guy next, and then focusing on the middle guy. Because actually, you know, he will hit you a little harder than the smaller guys. But the problem with him is he has way more defense than these other guys. So he's gonna hit you constantly. You know, it's gonna be a reciprocation between you and that middle one. And being that he has more energy, he's gonna take a couple of more hits, and he's gonna be able to hit you a little more. So your main objective is to take that left one out, right one out, and then aim for that center. People who know how to play this game are gonna back up what I say. Okay? Unless they want to be a-holes and then they want to start lying to you guys. That's a different story. I can't control that. You know, I speak truth. I'm sincere. You know, I don't have any reasons to lie to nobody. I don't have no reasons to cheat nobody. If I could find a hack, I'll exploit it. I won't condone it. I won't condemn it, but I won't condone it. You know, but I will exploit it if there's one out there. You know, and there was a recent video that I had about a glitch, and yeah, it was a glitch. You know, I thought it was a hack, you know, and turns out the person that put me onto it wasn't, you know, 100%, but did kind of lead me on to something very interesting. And I don't know if the glitch still works. I know I did test the glitch, and yeah, it did work. And I do have footage on that glitch, so, and I will be eventually, you know, uploading it in one of the next future videos. But for the most part, yeah, I was really lucky today in this game. Because with this game, you know, here I actually made it all the way to level 31, and I picked up some good stuff. You know, stuff that I wouldn't have picked up on my normal level, which is in the levels of the 20s. You know, levels of the 30s obviously are gonna have, you know, higher level materials and higher level, you know, items that you really desperately need to have, so that, you know, you can have a stronger character. You know, because it all ties in. You know, your dragon spirit ties in, your warrior spirit ties in, and it makes you stronger on attacks versus monsters, versus people, on defenses, offenses, and it's important to have. So, you know, these are all other ways of training your guy to become, you know, stronger in this game. And unfortunately, you know, getting up on these levels, you know, you gotta have these items. And I'm sorry, unless you have a real, like, if you have deep pockets, then you can just go ahead and buy it. You ain't even got to worry about it. Now, did you see how fast I made this Guardian? Straight shot. You know, I got really lucky on this game, man. I really did. And if you guys can do this exact same thing, you guys will excel a lot faster. All right, so try to pay attention to when you guys get on these floors. You know, it's not that hard. You know, it's a little bit of luck, but at the same time, it's also a little bit of, you know, focus and concentration, because you got to understand the game, and you'll know. You know, and for those of you that, you know, think I'm exaggerating on it, look at the video. The video speaks for itself. You know, so far I've probably hit maybe 4, maybe 5 floors in good stride. I know I took level 22, I took level 21 and level 22 really easy. I was able to get to level 23 very quick, and you can tell that by looking up at the stamina. I hadn't used my my stamina potion, so you could tell that I didn't take that many steps to get to the Guardians on 21 and 22, and I don't remember 23, but you know, it's in the video, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You know, a little further on in the video, I started jump cutting because the battles were a little longer than, you know, what I wanted it to be, and I wasn't trying to create a 50-minute video because they were just going back and forth smacking each other, you know. So I figured I started jump cutting when I got to, I guess what you call them, mummies, I guess, mummies, zombies, whatever. And I have to admit, they get stronger. They get a lot stronger as you further in onto these floors. And I hope you guys like the track that I put down for you guys. You know, a little bit of thump. You know, it's a little bit of difference than hearing that, you know, that normal music, you know, from the Labyrinth. You know, that creepy ass song. But yeah, it got really interesting. Now, one of the advices that I'm gonna give you guys, you know, depending on what it is you're trying to do, I advise you guys, and this is a total, you know, strategical advice. This is the strategical advice that I'm gonna give you guys. If you guys want to further yourselves in raids, gathering, fights, defenses, fallen knights, portals, okay, you want to strengthen not just your dragon but also the warrior itself. Apparently that makes a big difference in a lot of things on top of everything else as far as upgrading. And the things that I'm, you know, referring to is, you know, your dragon spirit, okay, in your not your embassy, your what's that what's that one building called where, you know, where you train everything at. When you're upgrading, you want to upgrade everything as far as you can, which would be your satchel. It's going to be your health potions, your stamina potions, you know, your dragon spirit. Okay, you want to upgrade your dragon spirit as much as you can. You know, doing that's going to allow you to pick up a lot of good items. I mean, look at me right now. You know, with me furthering into 31, I had opened myself up to something very, very good. Because now when the next Labyrinth cooldown starts, I can jump into 31 straight, and everything that I have, I wouldn't be surprised halfway to 40, I'd probably jump maybe a couple of levels of strength on both my dragon and dragon spirit. Just because I can pick up materials and items that I didn't have at the basic, you know, at the basic green level. You know, I was able to get them on the blues, the reds, and hopefully even the, you know, the golds. Because the yellow, the yellow items, those are the high ticket items. Those are the strongest items you can actually get, and those you're not going to pick up in level 20s and 30s. I strongly doubt it. Otherwise, I'd have been found it, and that hasn't happened yet. What I have found was I'm picking up the blues. I'm no longer getting the greens. So that's not, I'm not getting all the low level stuff. Now I'm getting the higher level stuff, which that indicated to me that the higher the level, the better items you get, and that's basically what you really want to aim for. So that's something that you guys need to consider when you're doing the Labyrinth and pretty much building your base, because building your base is a whole nother different thing. You know, that's, you can't fight a war broke. So you definitely want to make sure you have your farms, your sawmills, your gold mines, your iron mines and your silver mines all, you know, all picked up and all leveled up to as far as you possibly can. Max them out if you can. You know, that's pretty much my strategy. My strategy, the second that I finish upgrading my stronghold, I upgrade my embassy so that I can have that time clock. And then after I do that, I focus on my wall and I focus on my farms. And then after I focus on my farms, then I start focusing on everything else. My tower, my watchtower, my, you know, my troops, and everything else that goes along with the base. You know, that to me, that's the order that I do it, and I found that formula is actually rather good. And I'm going to be making a video on that. I'm going to be making a video on what's the fastest way to build a base. Not necessarily the best way to build a base, but definitely the fastest. So be looking out for that soon, guys. I'm gonna be putting up that video very, very soon. You know, and as y'all can see, you know, this Labyrinth, man, this thing can take some time. It really can. And within the next few minutes, I'm gonna wind up starting the jump cut, because it's gonna be, these battles are gonna take a lot longer. These lizard men, and as you can see, you know, they take up a few minutes of battle. Now these zombies, these things, they take up a good amount of battle. So I had to start jump cutting just because. And I was able to eliminate almost 55 minutes worth of, you know, record time on just this Labyrinth, down to just, you know, shy under 26 minutes, I believe, 25 minutes of recording. And yeah, man, this game is getting very much more interesting as I'm progressing. I know that once, you know, you max the levels out, the game's gonna become boring, and I know that. You know, I know that. You know, a lot of my guys, you know, in this kingdom that are already at level 30, you know, once they max everything out, I mean, what's next to do? Just, you know, kick everybody's butt. That's basically what all it does come down to, because everything else is done. You know, I mean, your farms alone will be able to sustain you. the troops that you're gonna have, you know, are gonna be ridiculously strong. And if your base is fully maxed, and you have nothing else to upgrade, then I mean, what all are you really gonna do? You know, until, you know, King of Avalon decides to make it to where, you know, you can finally move to any other kingdom you want permanently or temporarily, you know, instead of just, you know, raiding, or I'm sorry, battling for thrones. You know, it's gonna get boring, because the day that you can move your bases around and stay in other kingdoms instead of just visiting for, you know, throne battles or kingdom battles, you know, yeah, it's gonna get a little boring after a while. So I'm hoping these guys can, you know, create enough stuff to keep this game going, because so far they did a bang up job. You know, everything about the game is really nice. It's very attractive. You know, it really is. You know, the gameplay is fun. The animations are interesting. The events, you know, they're okay. They're not too bad. I could do without the whole Death Knight thing, to tell you the truth, because that just messes up my base. You know, but yeah. So as you can see here, the Guardians, they start getting a lot harder too. This is the same concept as the one before. You hit the left one out because it's just the way that the order works. You know, it's something that I was told, and from there when I analyzed it, it was true. You know, so you take out that left one, you take out that right one, focus on the middle, and sure enough, you know, you take yourself a magic mushroom, and he's dead real quick. No, I'm just kidding about the mushroom. But yeah, that's the order. You want to hit the left, you want to hit the right, then you want to hit the middle. Almost sounds like you're having sex. You know, a little to the left, a little to the right, oh, dead center. There you go. Work it, work it. But for the most part, yeah. Now these guys right here, these guys are the ones that I was telling you about. It made me jump cut, because these guys, to hit them, I think it was like 11 hits. And you know, like I said, my level is low. For me to have gotten as far as I got, that only happened because I was able to find the Guardians very, very quickly. Now the real challenge is going to be in the 30s, because I'm not strong enough to handle these guys. So I'm not even sure how much further I'm going to make it in the level 30s. That's going to be the next video. I might even stream that one live just to see. Just to have a bit of fun, kind of mix it up. Because the whole editing thing is, you know, it takes a lot of work. A lot of people think this editing thing is really easy, and it's not. It takes a lot of focus, takes a lot of discipline, a lot of learning, a lot of studying, you know, because you got to learn a lot of things, and then you have to, you know, mix that in eventually with your creativity. You know, you just don't want to come in and make boring videos and, yeah, and this is him hitting me, and look, he just fell down, and now he can't get up. He needs lifeline, and here we are with the funny looking alien in the middle with two of his sisters just sitting there. And yeah, you definitely don't want to sound like that. I can promise you that, you know. So you definitely have to be, you know, creative with what with what you do. You have to, you know, find your bases. And if you're the shy type, then just be creative with your music. You know, let people hear your voice every now and then, because you don't want somebody to jump in, grab your work, and then say, "Hey, look, that's me," when it's not them. You know, it's really you, and they stole your work. You definitely don't want to do that. You know. But yeah, for the most part, so far we're on floor 32. So yeah, I did a very, very huge advancement, something I was not expecting, man. And you know, that hunch that hit me was real good, because had I not recorded this, for me to even spoken about it, people would have been like, yeah, you already know how people are skeptic. And unless you got the proof, you know, they're gonna be like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. That's somebody else's video. Come on, quit lying. No, but yeah, this is all me right here. This is all me, and I'm so grateful, man. I thank God that I was actually able to get on point with this, because you know, had I not recorded, I wouldn't have believed it myself. You know, I jumped from 21 to 31, and that was a major leap forward. You know, because now that's gonna put me in a real good position to start getting some really good quality items to hook my guy up. And so far, I've already picked up, what was that one, that blue rugged legging, I think it was, or something like that, a couple of floors ago. So yeah, that's really gonna help me out a lot. That's gonna help me build my guy up to where, look at that, I explored the entire floor. Did y'all see that? Oh man, I had to explore the entire level 32 floor just to get to this fat ass over here. But yeah, man. Oh, so I did get some. Okay, 33. Now I can't remember if it was 34 that I made, but I wouldn't be surprised if. Nah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't really think I made it to level 34, or did I? No, I don't even. No, I'm not even sure. I probably didn't. No, I don't think I did. No, I definitely didn't. But it was interesting enough. Yeah, see, I didn't make it at level 34, but it was interesting. Alright, guys. Appreciate your time. You know, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for, you know, watching my videos. Thank you for supporting me. You know, thank you for looking out, guys. Hit that subscribe button, like, and share. Peace.